So this morning, as I often find myself, I was in the local newsagents. I rarely buy any papers, but I do usually look at the front pages, and today I spotted a mention of video games. Seeing as I had some change on me and the Daily Mail only costs 60p, I decided to grab a copy. So let's take a look at this wonderful video game related story they've printed. Babyface hacker who paralyzed a phone giant. Son of a single mother, Tok suspect 15 is violent video game addict who rarely leaves his bedroom. Trashy tabloid shitting on video games, peppering the article with the less than relevant fact that the kid was into video games. So what's really new? Why did I really want to share this with you? When I picked up the paper and turned to page 5, I lost my shit in public. I had a full-on, uncontrollable wheezing laugh session. It's lucky there wasn't anyone around me, or they may have thought I was having a heart attack. Just look at it, and as far as I can tell, this isn't meant to be a joke. Shout out to my visually impaired listeners. There's a big title that says, Tok hacking suspect addicted to violent video games, and there's a picture of Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and Resident Evil. While my response was to laugh, the Daily Mail has quite a large circulation, to say the least, and even if the Mail know, which I'm sure they must, that what they're pulling is bullshit, I'm sure some readers will be less critical. So how bad is it? The 15-year-old arrested on suspicion of carrying out the cyber attack on Tok is a video game fanatic who said he wanted to become a professional Call of Duty player. The war game series is one of several, including Grand Theft Auto and Resident Evil, played by the boy that carry 18 certificates and have become infamous for their use of gratuitous violence. The bait here isn't even good. Normally when papers do this, they've at least got, this kid played shooty games, they did a shooting. Here they're talking about hacking. They'd need him to have been playing, I don't know, Watch Dogs, or another game people will have heard of that includes hacking. To be fair to them though, they do seem to have recognized that what they've got doesn't quite work so well as the usual blame video game stories, and they've taken a few clumsy steps to fix that. Out of nowhere, just off the back of mentioning Call of Duty, they write, Norwegian mass killer Anders Breivik claimed he had, quote, trained himself to kill his 77 victims by playing Call of Duty. Regarding Grand Theft Auto, they drop in the classic, players can pick up a prostitute, have sex with her, then beat her to death. Though they missed the to get their money back bit that press normally includes. And here's how they wrap up the section. Resident Evil is a best-selling video games series in the survival horror subgenre, pitting players against mutated zombies. The games have become notorious for graphic violence, and were a favorite of Aaron Alexis, the US gunman who killed 12 in a 2013 rampage through a Washington naval base. Could they not have at least been original? Are they reading from some kind of guide? What to do if you're writing for a rag and have an opportunity to mention video games? Yeah, you do kind of have to expect this from the likes of the Daily Mail, but it's still annoying, and they're too lazy to even be creative about doing this. They couldn't even be bothered to try to weave it into the specifics of the story. It's just, someone allegedly committed a crime and played video games. Better make a big deal about shooters playing those games too. Even when it comes to tabloid sensationalism, we still see this by the numbers regurgitation. For some reason, I have this thought that it would be better to come up with new angles, fresh things to draw people in, instead of just pumping out tired repetition of connecting video games to crime. It obviously works, but why? Does it work because it's a wind-up, because it irritates people? Or is there some kind of significant number of people taking this seriously as commentary on games? I'm sure there must be at least some, but how many? How many people are reading, hacker was a violent video game addict, and keeping a straight face? I really hope it's not many, and I hope the idea is to be a wind-up, even if that means I've fallen into their trap a bit. Although, overall, I'd rather they didn't pull this shit at all. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.